How is everyone? Yeah? Ready to talk sustainable beef? Very good. On behalf of the Executive Board of the Global Roundtable for Sustainable Beef and our global membership of beef value chain stakeholders, please allow me to officially convene the 2014 Global Conference on Sustainable Beef and welcome you all to São Paulo, Brazil. Let's have a round of applause. We are extremely excited to be here with you today, and we are fortunate to have some of the world's foremost leading experts on sustainable agriculture and beef sustainability. And they will share their thoughts with us on how we can improve the sustainability of the global beef industry. Today's event could not be possible without the generous and strong financial support of our financial sponsors, and I'd like to personally thank all of those who helped fund this august event. Our supporter-level sponsors, Aliança da Terra and the Vandri Group, our silver-level partners, Marfrig and Rabobank, our gold-level partners, Merck Animal Health, Allflex, Zoetis, and the World Wildlife Fund, our platinum-level partners, the beef suppliers to the McDonald's system, Dow AgroSciences, our diamond-level partners, Cargill, Elanco, and McDonald's, and a special thanks to our premier-level partners, JBS, and the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation. So, since late 2012, when the Global Roundtable for Sustainable Beef officially began its work, we have strived to be a science-based, inclusive, multi-stakeholder forum where those interested in the sustainability of the global beef value chain can set aside rhetoric, can set aside ideology, and safely engage in realistic and sometimes difficult discussions on how we face the societal, environmental, and economic challenges facing our global industry. It is our ardent belief that each segment of the beef value chain can improve its efficiency, mitigate its environmental impact, improve relationships with the communities in which we live and work, all while enhancing the economic viability of those who produce, process, distribute, sell, and yes, consume beef all around the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, what lies before us today is in no uncertain terms the great challenge of our time. The global population is exploding. Our planet will grow from 7+ billion people today to more than 9.5+ billion people by 2050. Incomes will rise, demand for animal protein will rise, and necessarily beef demand will also rise. So, the great challenge of our time: how do we feed 9+ billion people while at the same time spurring rural economic development, reducing our environmental footprint, protecting valuable and native ecosystems, reducing food loss and food waste, intensifying production, and empowering local actors to determine their own destiny locally while aggregating these local solutions to meet the global challenge? Pretty simple, right? Shouldn't be a problem. But that's why we're all gathered here today. You all have demonstrated a commitment to this. We thank you for your attendance. We thank you for your work, your tireless efforts in this regard. Early on in the journey of the Global Roundtable for Sustainable Beef, we realized that a critical hindrance to meaningful progress in beef sustainability was that there was no agreement as to what the heck the term meant. No one had agreed upon what sustainability meant for beef. Many organizations around the world had initiated efforts to track and measure beef sustainability metrics or key performance indicators, but no one had formally agreed on what the term actually meant. Sustainability is such a broad and nebulous term that depending on where you reside in the beef value chain, you may have a very different set of priorities that in turn create a very different definition of sustainability for you and your organization than it might for me. Very simply, sustainability is everything. It's everything. In its simplest terms, it is the capacity to endure, a journey of continuous improvement whereby you perform better today than you did yesterday with a continual goal to improve for tomorrow. And true sustainability requires a balance between social, economic, and environmental concerns. This concept, quite frankly, covers every element of the beef value chain. Sustainability is not a niche program, nor is it merely a sourcing program for large companies who sell beef in restaurants and grocery stores. It is relevant to each and every one of us. It is in everything that we do. It is in our values, from the responsible use of the finite natural resources available to us, the welfare of the animals under our care, the opportunity for members of the value chain to enjoy economic success, to the quality and safety of the products enjoyed by consumers around the world. Every actor in the chain has both an opportunity and a responsibility when it comes to sustainability. If we limit the scope of sustainability, for example, to only environmental concerns, we limit the opportunity it provides. Sustainability is about shared opportunity for the entire chain and shared responsibility. So, the Global Roundtable for Sustainable Beef set about the awesome, tiresome, and often thankless task of defining global sustainable beef. Many of you in the room today worked for months to debate, collaborate, define, refine, define again, and define yet again this term, beef sustainability. And through a public, transparent process, after more than a year of diligent effort, we arrived at a definition that includes the input from producers, processors, retailers, civil society, and allied industry members from around the world. Is our definition perfect? No. Much like the concept it attempts to define, our definition will necessarily evolve over time to meet the most current challenges before us. But make no mistake, this accomplishment is a formidable one. And if leveraged correctly, it will allow interested stakeholders from around the world, no matter where they may reside on the globe, to speak a common language when they discuss beef sustainability, while identifying solutions uniquely tailored to the challenges they face in their area of the world. To be clear, the role of the Global Roundtable for Sustainable Beef is not to dictate action, nor to create a global certification scheme that forces members of the value chain to take on costly changes to their operations that provide no economic benefit. That is not what we are about. We view our work as an exercise in empowerment, of empowering people on the ground who live and breathe this industry each and every day, empowering them to identify and apply the solutions that make sense locally for them. Other roundtables have chosen a less flexible approach, and there will no doubt be challenges with the approach that we have chosen. But we believe the diversity of ecosystems in which beef can be produced and raised around the world demands this flexible approach. And we will empower those with a vested interest in the success of their industry and their local ecosystems and their local communities to achieve results at a much faster pace than any global inflexible mandate could achieve. Let the Brazilians determine the future of the Brazilians. Let the Americans determine the future of the Americans. Let the Canadians determine the future of the Canadians. This is about empowerment, not global fiat. Finally, why have we chose Brazil as the host country for our first official global conference as a roundtable? Or as one member in the audience said to me, Cameron, why are you Americans here telling us how to run our business? This is not why we are here. First, arguably, no other country on the planet has taken on the challenge of beef sustainability more than our partners in Brazil. Home to the largest commercial herd in the world and the foremost beef exporter on the planet, Brazil is at the forefront of the global beef industry. This past week, I spent some time touring some amazing farms and ranches in Mato Grosso do Sul and in the Pantanal, where producers are preserving native vegetation and ecosystems, fostering biodiversity on their properties, promoting the well-being and the welfare of the animals under their care, and working hard to produce superior quality animals that will result in some of the finest beef in the world. The Brazilian producer is embracing the opportunity that sustainability presents and recognizing his and her role in meeting this great challenge of our time. In addition, since 2007, the Brazilian Roundtable for Sustainable Livestock, or GTPS, has led the multi-stakeholder approach to addressing beef sustainability. GTPS was in many ways the inspiration for GRSB. In many ways, GRSB is the little brother of GTPS. And GTPS has proved that through multi-stakeholder engagement and collaboration, that difficult issues can be managed, consensus can be achieved, and on-the-ground transformation can occur through partnership rather than mandate. So we thank GTPS for their global leadership. We thank Brazil for serving as the host country for our first conference. And we thank all of you for giving us your time and attending our event today.